Hello coders, I'm going to be going over Chapter 1, Problem 1 from our AP CSA exam prep book, and I'll be reviewing how to use a loop tracing table. So as I look at this code over on the left, I see that P is declared and initialized as 0, and that happens before my loop begins. So I'm going to write that here. And then I'm going to enter my while loop with this precondition, P is less than 5. I see that P is less than 5, so I can confirm that we do enter our while loop, our outer loop in this case, because we do have nested while loops. As soon as I enter that first loop, Q is declared and initialized as 0. So now I am in here, Q is 0, P is still 0. I have another precondition while Q is less than 4, which it certainly is. So I enter my inner while loop where P is going to be incremented by the value of Q. So P plus equals Q. P is now going to be 0. I'm still on iteration 0, so I'll put that here. Q is going to be incremented by 1. I'm still on iteration 0. And then I'm going to print the values of P and Q while I'm on iteration 0. I'm going to now loop back around inside my inner while loop, see if Q is less than 4. Q is less than 4. So I'm going to check P plus equals Q. P is going to be incremented by Q, so P is now 1. Q is going to be incremented, so Q is now 2. I print out both of those values. I loop back around. Is Q less than 4? Yes, it is. P is going to be incremented by Q. P plus equals Q, so I've got 3. Q is incremented by 1 up to 3. Print out, loop back around. Is Q less than 4? It certainly is. So I'm going to increment P and Q. Print them out, loop back around. Is Q less than 4? No, it is definitely not. So I now exit my inner while loop because my precondition is false. I do loop back around though and check this precondition here on my outer while loop. Is P less than 5? And it is not. So my outer loop, my outer while loop is only going to iterate that one time, and then it's going to conclude. So we can run this code to confirm our answer, 6, 4, yes. P and Q finish at 6, 4. And I can run this in a slightly different version. I've created a version that has a Boolean flag to create color output with the regular system.out and the enhanced system.err. When I run this version, I get all red output, and so that confirms that my outer while loop is only iterating one time. We can contrast that, though, with number 10 from the same chapter. Again, on number 10, I've added a Boolean flag here. And on the first iteration, my inner loop prints with one color. On the next iteration of my outer loop, my loop prints with a second color. And this flag is toggling after the inner loop completes and before the outer loop iterates again. So this should be a nice contrast with that first example, which is quite simple, and this problem number 10, which is a bit more advanced. And we can see from this output that the outer loop is iterating once, and then our inner loop is iterating 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, and then 5 times. A pretty challenging example. So I hope that helps with number 1 and maybe even number 10, and I hope that boosts your confidence with loop tracing tables. Good luck.